Hi, my name's Jonathan Hicks. I'm back at the Dice Cup, and today I'm joined by
Steve.
And we just finished playing Onitama, which is a two-player abstract game, which is a little bit like chess. You can see you have a king piece and a few pawns here. But the interest in this game is how the pieces move. You see you've got a selection of cards here, and each card indicates how a piece can move. So if I were to use the tiger card, I can take any piece I like, and in this case, that's the starting position. I can move a piece 2 forward or 1 back. So if I wanted to, I could take this piece here and move it 2 spaces forward. After you've moved a piece, you take the card you've just used and you place it in the middle, and you take the one that's in the middle. So then it'd be Steve's go, and he looks at his cards and he thinks, what does he want to do? And he picks one of his moves, picks one of his pieces, any piece he likes, and moves it according to the diagram. Then again, he swaps with the one in the middle. So now the tiger that I just used is in Steve's possession. Now taking works just like it would in chess. So if you manage to land on somebody else, so for example, if I had a piece here and I played my wild shrine, then we've got a German version incidentally, then I could move 1 forwards and I could take this piece here. So you run around chess-like, playing the pieces in different moves, but what are you trying to do? Well, there's 2 ways you can win the game. Either you take the king, so in this position here actually, if I were to use this piece now, moving 1 to the right, I could take the king and I would win. But the alternative is, if you just manage to get your king onto the opponent's throne, then you can also win the game that way. So just remember though that each time you use one of your cards, you're swapping it with the middle, which is then potentially going to give it to them on the next turn. So there's quite a bit of thinking ahead that required for this game. What do we think?
It's nice. It is a game with perfect information, and it is a game where your pieces haven't got a static movement ability. They fluctuate as the game goes on. And the really nice part is, you're like, oh, this is really good, but if I move the place I want to go, I'm going to be giving my opponent this key card, and they might be able to take me or beat me or even capture my king with it. So I can't move where I want to move because I can't give them that card. You get these nice little dilemmas, and it isn't going to be solvable because you've got a big stack of, 12, 15 cards maybe or so. So you're going to get a different game every time because the combination of 5 cards you get, and even the combination of 5 cards and the cards you start with, you get are going to be different every time. It reminds me of a game called the Duke. And the Duke is a game where you've got pieces that move differently depending on what they did last time. Effectively, when you move a piece, you flip it over and it has a different movement on the back. But this has perfect information, whereas the Duke doesn't. So I prefer this version to it. The Duke, one of the things you can do is randomly add a piece to the board, and well, depending on what that piece is, you change it, and your opponent can't predict what you're going to do. Here it's very nice. It takes, 10 minutes to play, 10-15 minutes to play. And if you like the thinky games where you can predict a few moves ahead, this is going to be the game for you.
Okay. Rating?
There are better abstract games out there, but it's good. 7.
Great. Yeah, this is very thinky because, as Steve says, you can see everything. It's like, okay, if I move this piece with this card, then I'll be taking that card, and then Steve would use one of those, and so he would take the card that I've just used. So you're trying to work through all the different possibilities, and it's like, oh my goodness, there's so much to think about. For me personally, I feel like there's a bit too much to think about. Like, you could sit there for a long time, right at the start of the match, planning out a whole bunch of moves if you're so inclined. So it can slow down a bit. It's very AP prone if you're playing with the wrong kind of person. And I'm not a big fan of abstract games generally. Having said all that, I think it's a good game. I mean, it does its job very well, and if you like that sort of thing, I think you'll know if you will, then there's lots to think about, lots of interesting decisions in terms of if I use this card, but then he'll get the card and all of that lot. So it's a solid game. Definitely not for me, though. I think I'd be on a 5 out of 10. All right, thanks for watching. That was Onitama.